Hey there, CoryCee for Power Level Gaming. I thought we might talk a little bit about Source Filmmaker that came out not too long ago. It's a really great tool and I highly recommend getting it if that's the sort of thing you're into, doing some animation and things like that. It's free and, it's kind of a higher level little tool here, and so that's pretty cool that they're just giving it to us. So I thought in this episode of the series we might talk a little bit about loading up a map and bring some entities into it. Really simple, and then we'll see where the series leads us. So let's go ahead and get started. You just right click on any of these two guys here and hit load map. We'll pick about Granary. That's cool. I think I pronounced that correctly. And it takes about a minute, okay, to load up. Whatever. And yeah, and I'll be back when it does. Okay, so here we are in the map here. So if you just go ahead and click this little arrow here, hit change scene camera, new camera, and you can move it around just by simply clicking and dragging around. And while you're clicking and dragging, you use the WASD to kind of run around and move your camera. You can hit shift to make it go faster, and wow, really? Okay. And let's see, alt, I believe? No. Control to make it go slow. Really slow. And so basically that's about it for there. And if you just go ahead and for the other, whichever one you choose, go ahead and hit copy to work camera. And then the work camera lets you move around without altering the shot from the camera you want to record from. So that's really handy. So maybe let's go ahead and we'll put it right here, and we can spawn in a character. How about that? So you go ahead and you hit this little button here, and let's say animation set for new model. And let's pick, I've been messing around here for a while, so let's go. If you type in heavy, you'll get all of the models that have heavy in the name, including, gibs and bullets and all that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and do the HWM heavy model. And we'll just we'll use that guy for now. Hit open to load him in. HWM is the more fancy models that have facial controls, and you can do emotion and what is that, lip syncing, so that when you bring in a, well, we'll talk about that later. When you bring in a sound, you can sort of automate the lips moving. So you see we've got the model in there. If you hit control, click over on the body, you hit control, if you're in this guy here, and you can just pick the pelvis there, move it up and down, set him down on the ground about there. Yeah, that's fine. And that's how you bring in pretty much any entity if you want. Let's go back to the animation set editor. Let's bring in a new model. About what do we want to bring in? Little pieces of dispenser or turrets. About something from Half-Life. That'll be cool. We'll bring in a turret. Alright, and then you go ahead and click on the turret, see where the root is, the base, and you go ahead and move it around. And I guess I'm kind of acting on the assumption that you understand the axis system here, but maybe that's bad of me. So you go ahead and you see this is it Y, the Y axis, and X and Z, and you just drag on those arrows to move them around, and a combination of the two, so you can go up and down, left and right, you get the idea. And you can also rotate things, and they work in the same fashion with the color coordinated stuff. The handles and axes, and super simple to move things around in here. So go ahead and deselect. And I mean, that's about it for bringing in models. Let's see, how are we doing on time? You know, 5 minutes or so. So we have some time. So let's go ahead and talk about maybe moving some pieces of the body. So let's go ahead and, if you hit Control, you can hold Control. You can see all of the bones in the biped that the heavy has inside of him. So you just go ahead and let's select the arm here, and let's rotate it around, lift his arm up. Let's have him pointing at the camera. And the same goes for the fingers. You know, you just pick the bones you want. Let's go ahead and do those. Hit hold Shift while you click to select multiple at a time. You can bend the fingers in. I think you see where we're going with this. You know, so I mean, yeah, there's really no end to what you can do with these guys, which is pretty great. And let's go ahead and curve those guys in as well. Maybe the thumb up a bit. And you get really used to the movement, really, with your camera and floating around and things. Also, Z to go up and X to go down. And of course, with Shift and Control, those go faster or slower, respectively. And so, I mean, it kind of takes a bit of getting used to, but it'll eventually be sort of second nature, that you can just float around the screen and do whatever you want on your work camera, and leave your camera however you like it, say about there, and you know, just do as you please. Let's go ahead and give the heavy some facial expressions here. So let's go over to emotion. Let's say maybe he's more mad. No. Let's go over into timeline, hit face, emotion, and then let's go ahead and hit mad. Let's give him some maybe, and then you can tweak that down here with the individual components here. So you can maybe do kind of a mean smile, you know, you can get really cartoony with it. And then, let's see, the eyes. And there are far more effective ways of moving the eyes around, but for our purposes this will do, just to have him kind of looking at the camera here. And that should do it. I mean, you can go ahead and maybe tilt the head. So he's looking pretty menacing, that's cool. Let's put the camera about there. And I mean, that's about it for posing and all that sort of thing. We can, let's see, how much time do we have? We got about 8:20. Alright, so let's keep going. Let's do that. We can actually do some animation with it. Let's see, we'll pick the head and move forward a few frames. This might be a bit excessively far, but, and then hit M for a bookmark there, and then, you know, do whatever it is you're going to do with his head. And then we'll go ahead and, as you scrub back and forth the playhead here, you can see the head sort of moves along with it. Like I said, it was pretty far, so let's go ahead and slide the keyframe in. I mean, obviously it's not going to win any sort of animation award, but there it is. And you know, pretty interesting stuff. You can get a lot accomplished with this, and I think I'll leave it there for this episode, and then maybe next episode we'll go into recording from the game, and that should be fun for us. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. So let's reconvene at a later time. Yeah. All right. Go ahead and leave a like if you want to see some more of this sort of thing. And thanks for watching.